But what about the future of Mauricio Pochettino? He's been asked about that after tonight's game, and it comes hot on the heels of some big rumours about a shock return for Antonio Conte. Obviously, we know that was a dramatic exit from Chelsea. What are you hearing here, Gab? What more can you tell us?
I mean, look, we've seen Chelsea do 180s. We've seen Chelsea make a whole bunch of mistakes with their coaches and a lot of silliness. But I think even thinking of bringing Antonio Conte back to Chelsea, honestly, you know, if that happens, you really, I generally don't know. I wouldn't know what to say. I can think of very few managers who would be a worse fit for this Chelsea team right now than Antonio Conte. Not because he's not a good manager, but because his track record is what it is. He's somebody who excels when he can work with veteran players, with players who are fully formed, and then he can order them around and get them to play the way he wants. And you know, he's usually successful, especially at first, and especially if you go and spend money to bring in the players he wants. I don't think that's an option for Chelsea. They made it very, very clear. This $1 billion that they spent is on these players to develop these players and to have them grow. So Conte would make no sense for me. I think Pochettino's made some mistakes this year, but man, that guy's got an absolute wagon load of mitigating circumstances, starting with all the injuries along the way. I thought Chelsea were going to be further along than where they are in terms of identity, in terms of patterns of play. They're not, and I think some of that is definitely Pochettino's fault. But equally, there are so many extenuating circumstances. I think it would be completely irrational to jettison Pochettino after the season.
A Conte return, Shaq. I see you laughing along there.
I'll tell you why I'm laughing. Because I agree fully, 100% with everything Gab had to say. Yet, because of how this club has been run for the last 2 years, it becomes entirely plausible. For that reason only. It makes no sense, and the way this club have done their business, you just think, oh, yep, that's the kind of thing they'll do. But again, as I say, in all seriousness, I am totally with Gab. This makes absolutely no sense on a number of levels. How this has become a thing, again, I suspect only a few people in the boardroom can answer to.
Listen, with young players, you need somebody with patience. I don't think Antonio Conte fits the bill. Patience.
Yeah, those young players might be staying sat on that bench if Antonio. Where is it actually coming from? It's Italian media outlets, right, Gab?
Yeah, and look, I don't want to go and crap on the work of certain specific colleagues who put the story out. I do think it's a very open secret that Antonio Conte wants to get back into management and wants to do so quickly. He's terrified of sitting out too long. There was a link with him and Napoli that didn't seem to work out. You know, he's seeing the Milan job, probably Pioli going, and he's looking at this, and they're linked with Lopetegui and Paulo Fonseca and De Zerbi, guys like that. And I can just imagine him pacing the room and being, hey, what about me? I actually won in Milan. I'm ready. I'm a champion. I'm this, I'm that. And I think this makes him really, really antsy and uncomfortable. He knows he can't go back to Juve. And he knows that his stock is where it is right now. So, you know, sometimes having your name linked to a big club can maybe prompt others into action of saying, all right, you know, if we were considering Conte, let's act quickly before something happens. That's the only explanation I can find here.